Hello guys, I'm here with Chris and you are the Heritage Ambassador.
I am, yes.
Here at the Imperial Hotel. So Chris, can you just run me through, because this place has got a lot of history, hasn't it?
It has. It's 157 years old, the hotel.
Wow.
It was first constructed in 1860. Construction finished in 1865. And the Manchester architects, Knowles and Clegg, were the envisagers of the hotel. It stayed vacant for 2 years while it dried out. And then in 1867, it opened to the general public.
Wow. Still going to this day.
And only twice has it not been a hotel.
Oh, what was that?
First World War, it was a rehabilitation and recuperation centre for the wounded of the First World War. Officers and gentlemen only. And the others went to Squires Gate. And then during the Second World War, it was used by the HM government for the Agriculture, Food and Fisheries Department. And they relinquished that in 1954.
Awesome. I have noticed further down you've got some famous pictures here.
We have loads of famous pictures. We've got such a heritage of guests. And one of our first guests was the author Charles Dickens, because he used to do book tours around the country. And he stayed in the hotel. And we know he stayed with us because there's a letter in the Dickens archive which he wrote to his sister on our headed notepaper.
Wow.
We've had royalty. And we've had what you could say pop royalty, because the Beatles have stayed here. Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, stayed here. Famous film actresses, Jane Mansfield, she was here when she turned the lights on. And then we've got comedians such as Sir Ken Dodd, and then football stars like Georgie Best.
Awesome. Quite a lineup there.
And that's just a handful.
Right, many more.
Many, many, many more.
Gorgeous. So, anything else that you think the public would want to know about the Imperial?
Okay, yes. As I said, the hotel's been open 157 years. And the room that we are sat in is called the Churchill Room. And this is where the great man, Sir Winston Churchill, had his kind of an office. And there's a corner there with the fireplace. And he used to sit there, do his paperwork and state work. And there's a button on the right-hand side, and he'd press it once for his secretary. And when he pressed it twice, a valet would appear with his drink of choice.
Fantastic, eh? I want one of those buttons.
Oh, we all do. In the cellar, we have two features. One of them was a hidden feature, because when previous owners took the hotel over, they plastered the walls with plaster, put down a fake floor, and what is now known as the Turkish baths were hidden and disappeared for a long time. Then when they were doing some work for security, the wall fell down and they discovered the tiles of the Turkish baths.
Oh, can we go down there?
We can. I can get that sorted for you today.
Fantastic.
And the Blackpool Civic Trust came in, discovered these tiles were of the Turkish baths. It dates to 1909. That's when the hotel was a hydrotherapy hotel. And they've started uncovering it and making it better again, but it's such a labour of love, it's going to take a long time. Also in our basement, there is a mortician slab.
Oh.
Yes, that was because, as I said, in the First World War, we were a hospital. So if the officers recovered, they went back to the front. If they maintained wounded, they were sent to the Ministry of Defence to continue the war effort. However, if they died, they were taken to the basement, to the mortician slab, and prepared for burial.
Wow.
And I can show you that as well if you wish.
Fantastic.
Excellent. and they're the highlights of the hotel, I'd say.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? I'm looking forward to seeing the Turkish baths.
Well, let me take you downstairs so we can see the Turkish baths, and I'll also show you the mortician slab too.
Wonderful.
Okay?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Right, we're going down now to see this mortician's slab. And I tell you what, as soon as I got in the lift, it smells very, very clinical, like you're going into a funeral home.
Right.
Let's go. I am intrigued.
This is the bowels of the hotel. So this also used to be stables. So when the ladies and gentlemen would come in the horse and carriages, we had stables, so they housed the horses and carriages and the gentlemen servants.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Right, this is the beer cellar, and where we store our wines. And also in our wine cellar, we have the mortician slab. We store our wine on it. This red piece of marble is the mortician slab.
Oh wow.
Now, I will say this now, it looks small.
Yeah.
But you do have to think about the time when we were at, and men were generally shorter.
Yeah.
Tall men were not as big as they are now. So
Yeah.
the average height was about 5'4", and that was average. So you might have some about 5.6. If they're top 6 foot, they were giants. But this was the mortician slab where they would lay the bodies out. There'd be ice buckets in the bottom, keeping the place cold. And there's the door where they'd take bodies in and out.
Yes.
You know, so we prepare them for burial, put them in a coffin, and then they'd be reverently taken in. But this is now our wine cellar.
Hey, I like it.
Right, let's go now
let's
show
go.
you the Turkish baths.
Oh, I do love history.
Oh, yeah.
History's right up my street.
Oh, this hotel is steeped, you know. I mean, Her Majesty Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, stayed with us in 1956.
Wow.
And she got stuck in the lift.
Oh dear.
And that's a true story.
Oh.
And so we had the Beatles stay with us. That was in 1964.
I noticed, I think you had Margaret Thatcher, didn't you, as
Margaret
well?
Thatcher was a regular visitor.
Ah.
Because this hotel is widely associated with politics and party conference.
Oh, right, so you had a lot of conferences here.
From at least 1954 onwards to date, well, up until 2010, party leaders and conferences were held in Blackpool at the Winter Gardens, and then the members of Parliament stayed here.
It's a gorgeous place to stay, isn't it?
It is. I mean, there's so much history, and the architecture. I could talk for hours on the architecture, which is in the French Renaissance design. That's why you've got the pillars and the capitals on top. Right, let's take you down another area and show you the Turkish baths.
Fantastic.
I mean, you've got all these swatches up on the roof there. They're original. The rooms, which are not, these are all meeting rooms. They were named on this side, by the employees of the hotel when it opened.
This is just stunning, isn't
The
it?
Washington Suite is, I think, our best function room because of the architecture in it. Stunning.
Maybe we'll have a peek at that later,
You can do. In 1909, the hotel joined the expansion idea of hydrotherapy because the Edwardians and Georgians believed in water therapy. So you had your spa towns like Leamington and Bath and other places, and Brighton as well, and they had hydrotherapy. Blackpool Hotel, the Imperial, became the Blackpool Imperial Hydrotherapy Hotel, and they installed the Turkish bath. Now it's going to be very echoey, so just let you know. And this would be this is the room where you would sit and relax after you had your steam. There was a changing room there, and then through that door there was the steam, because you've got the big vent, and they put a fire would heat the water, and the air vents at either end would draw the steam. So this would be red hot, you know, and you'd sit here. You'd have your steam bath, and then when you'd finished, you'd dive into a plunge pool, which was an ice-cold pool, and that's where our admin team sit. So they are always going to be above the pool. So previous owners, I say vandalised the hotel because they plastered up the Turkish baths, and they put down this black bitumen floor. And what they ruined is the mosaic floor. Now the Blackpool Civic Trust have been coming in and restoring, but it's such a labour of love and a big project. It's taken a lot. So all these walls were covered in plaster. And what happened was a security sweep by special branch, because we have a party conference. They'd come in and they'd put holes in the walls, and then what happened was a huge chunk of plaster fell off. And what happened next was the special branch officer went to see the manager. She came down, saw the tiles, contacted the Civic Trust. They came in and said, well, you do know there is Turkish baths. And they didn't know. And so they've taken a majority of the plaster away, but you can still see some of the damage.
Oh, yeah.
And what they've been doing is they've been slowly restoring. That's what was called the Imperial Hotel.
Oh.
And that's it. And these are the Bertman Holtz.
Wow.
They're the tiles. They're from the northeast of the country, and these are the original tiles.
Wasn't it stunning? Look
It
at
was,
that.
and you can imagine on the day when you came and visited, what the grandeur. I mean, the tiles themselves are you can't buy them.
Yeah.
They have to be specially made, so they're very expensive.
But the ceiling as well.
Yeah, I mean, the ceiling is amazing, and that would have been. They would have put a fake ceiling up there.
Wow, I can't believe they came in and replaced that floor with this. It should have been criminal.
Well, they weren't aware architecturally what the importance was. They just wanted a white, sterile hotel, like a lot of hotels are. You walk into a hotel and they're white walls, and you wouldn't even know what hotel you were in.
Yeah. Not everybody would even know that this is historic to look at it,
So they're restoring it. Yes, it's taking time.
And what did you say this room was here?
This room, I believe, will be used as a changing room or sitting room. So because it levels of when you have a steam bath, you have hot, then you have medium and cold, and then you dive into the plunge pool to tighten the skin up, because that was the idea.
Yeah.
The pores would open. I don't know, and I don't think they had what we would call a scrophoria, which was a Roman gentleman who would scrape the skin with a scythe to get all the dirt and gunk out. I don't know if they had that, probably not. But then you jump into the plunge pool and it would tighten the pores and make you look excellent.
Fantastic. What a fantastic place. I'm so glad that they've still got it.
Yeah, and I'm glad it was found, because if it would just been a white, sterile room, it would have been hidden forever.
Yeah.
But by fate of accident, it's been discovered, and they are restoring it slowly. But it's a labour of love, and it's one of those things I think is brilliant.
I do too, and I'm grateful for you giving me a tour.
You're welcome. If you want to know any more history about the hotel, just ask.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the Washington Suite. Now, this is our second largest function room, but it's my favourite room of the whole hotel, apart from the Turkish bath, of course.
Yeah.
And this is what we have. A nice space, so we have functions, so we can do weddings, or a couple of weekends ago we had the George Formby Society in playing their ukuleles. But the thing that makes me go, wow, are the friezes.
Wow,
They are nautical in design, because you've got the nymphs and the fish. These friezes have their own Grade 2 heritage listed status.
Wow.
The hotel itself is Grade 2 heritage listed, but they have a separate listing themselves. So all we can do is clean them, and that's every year or so, and we get a scissor lift and we dust and clean. If any remedial work needs to be done, that's when we have to get experts in.
Wow.
We've got the dance floor.
Yeah.
It's slightly sprung, so it's the ballroom, and we have the ballroom dancers come, also Strictly Come Dancing.
Ah.
And we cover it up when we have a function if it needs be. But if they're going to have a dining and dancing, we have the floor. It's got its own bar as
Oh, fantastic.
you know, so we don't have to expect the guests to leave the function and come through to the number 10.
So you can have parties here, weddings. If anybody wants to know any info, just give the hotel
Just
a call.
get in contact with the events team at the hotel.
Yep.
And they will be able to tell you prices, dates that are available, because we book up incredibly quickly. It's unlikely you'll get in for Christmas.
Do they provide entertainment and things like
We
that?
can do.
Yeah.
You just tell us. Oh, we can provide DJs, singers. The kitchen. We have a kitchen to the side there, so the food will come out fresh, hot. So everything will be catered for. Because we do weddings, you name it, we do it.
Yeah, fantastic. I just can't get over the ceiling. It's absolutely stunning.
It is. This is the North Colonnade concourse. It's where we have 2 function rooms. The largest function room in the hotel is the Lancaster. Now this can hold about 600 people.
Wow.
And it's a big open space, and it's really great for any functions. We are licensed for Class A boxing events, and if there's any other sporting events, we can also do those, because we have had in the past snooker, pool.
Oh, wow.
And over the year we've had world chess and world backgammon tournaments.
Oh.
So I'll take you in that room.
You have everything here, from weddings to
Everything.
pop stars, you name it.
It is the largest room for functions
Oh, wowza.
in the hotel. It has a minstrel's gallery.
Oh,
So when it was in the Victorian times, they would have a quintet or quartet sat there playing their music while the people, because this used to be the dining room,
right,
because the Palm Court restaurant, that was added in 1880.
right.
And then they moved the dining from here into there. But this room is the main function room. Like I said, we can hold up to 600 people. And it's one of those excellent venues where you just totally have fun and enjoy your event. Weddings we've done in here. The Northwest Football Federation Awards we've had here. And many, many, many events.
Fantastic.
And society dues as well. We have one more function room. We call it the Louis, and it's named after the French King Louis XVI. And it's one of the main rooms where we can do weddings.
Ah,
Because it's the architectural design of it, again, French Renaissance, like the whole hotel. But the room itself is a mirror room, and you'll see it, and it's gorgeous. This is Louis XVI,
oh, lovely.
and if you notice, it's a mirrored room. So you've got mirror fireplace at one end, a mirror fireplace at the other, and if you stand in the middle, it's an infinity mirror.
Ah,
So you will see forever. And the idea is when we do weddings in this room, the person who's agitating, the adjutant who's doing the wedding, or the registrar, will sit at one end of the room with the betrothed, and then their loved one would come through a door and walk down the aisle, because we set it up chapel style, and then they join them. The betrothed does not have to look over their shoulder like they do in church. Look in the mirror.
oh yeah.
And they can see them walking down.
That's fab.
Alternatively, we can turn the room around 180 and do it the other way.
Yeah.
So it's either way. And then what we do is, once the ceremony is over, we ask them to retire into the aperitif bar, and then we turn the room around, put in the furniture and the dressings for the wedding supper, and then they can party the night away, and they'll have their own bar, so they don't have to leave the party.
Fantastic.
And this is the Imperial Hotel at its best.
Absolutely stunning.
Okay, so this is the reception area of the hotel. It hasn't changed in the 7 years. The architecture, again, is French Renaissance. And when you can imagine walking in, Victorian gentlemen and ladies in their finery with their entourage of, well, the servants would come in at the back door, but they'd come in and they met with this. You can't get a better place to stay.
I agree with you, it's completely stunning.